We're here back in the Fantasy Bar. Monday is here, and we are back with 6 of my favorite plays for you on FanDuel and DraftKings, including a couple ways and stacks to get different from Coors Field tonight and the Cincinnati Reds, who should be popular. One stack I think will be cheap and overlooked. One premium stack that should also go overlooked. A mid-range starting pitcher with some great strikeout upside. A cheap catcher play for you over on DraftKings. And of course, my absolute favorite play on the entire slate. Who we talking about? Only one way to find out. It's time to belly up to the Fantasy Bar. Welcome in, guys. Monday edition Beers Daily Fantasy Six-Pack. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We are back with 6 of my favorite plays for you for Monday night on FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you, as always. Stop by the Fantasy Bar and checking out today's video. Before we get to those plays, take a second, click that thumbs up button. That's the tip jar here on this free video. Thank you for that. Subscribe to the channel as well so you don't miss any of the content. All right, Coors Field on the slate. You guys know the rules by now. Always trying to find ways to get different from Coors. Not that it's a bad spot. Should have some exposure. We want to give you some different routes to choose here. So let's get started here in the mid-range with Thairo Estrada of the Giants. Now we'll have to keep a close eye on the injury report. Estrada been missing the last couple days, dealing with a thumb injury, but I'm fully expecting him back in that lineup here tonight against Ryan Nelson. Great matchup here. And Estrada been swinging a good bat. 3 multi-hit games for him over the last 4. Now Nelson loves to throw that fastball. Bad news here against Estrada, hitting that pitch extremely well and hitting it with power. Woba well over 400 and that ISO way up at 279. These prices just simply too cheap here on Estrada. Take advantage in this great matchup and a massive ballpark upgrade here as well for the San Francisco Giants. Let's stay right there and stack up the Giants and knock out our catcher spot on DraftKings with Patrick Bailey. So as we always talk about, cheap, heart of the order, guy with some power, checks all of those boxes for us here with Patrick Bailey. Whether it's part of the Giants stack or not, I really like the spot for him here as he leads this Giants team in both WOBA and ISO against right-handed pitching this season. Now we talked about Nelson. We didn't talk about his struggles here. First of all, very low strikeout rate, just 16.7% overall on the season. 395 WOBA allowed, and that's to both righties and lefties, and a ton of hard contact here as well at 47%. So a guy that kind of struggles with both righties and lefties. Gave you one of each here. A lot of different ways you could go here. Biggest appeal, this is a very cheap stack. Nobody outside of Giants fans are excited to stack these guys, but I love the spot in this ballpark against Ryan Nelson. Estrada, Bailey being 2 of my favorites. All right, let's go to the other side of that game with Corbin Carroll of the Diamondbacks. Now, very frustrating season coming off a huge year last year, but we know the upside is there. It's only a matter of time before this guy gets it going again, so I'm going to continue to buy low here. Price is down under 4,500 on DraftKings, way down to 3,000 on FanDuel. Even with the tough start to the season, has hit righties very well. Going back to the start of last season, we're talking a WOBA over 360 and ISO at 226. Now Spencer Howard here, not a ton to go off of, been dealing with a ton of injuries, but what we know, loves to lean on that fastball. Carroll has hit that fastball very well, 374 WOBA, showing big power as well with an ISO over 250 against that pitch over the last year and a half here. And Carroll gets it going sooner rather than later. Could start as early as tonight against Spencer Howard. All right, let's get my favorite starting pitcher tonight. We are rolling with Tylor Megill of the Mets. So great slate for pitching tonight. A lot of different options. It's going to water down the ownership. I think it's going to be spread out completely. And Megill could fall through the cracks here. And I think that's a mistake. 16 strikeouts since returning. And that's again 2 tougher matchups than what he's going to see tonight against the Dodgers and the Guardians. Now, the Nats as a team, middle of the pack in strikeouts against right-handed pitching, but you look at the projected starting lineup, seeing 5 guys with a strikeout rate at 22.9% or higher against righties. Then you look at some of the other numbers. We know this is a punchless Washington offense. Yes, they put some numbers on the board, but we're talking bottom 10 in all of baseball, in ISO against righties, WOBA, and WRC+. Good spot here from Megill, and that DraftKings price way down at 7,200. Too cheap here. Take advantage with Tylor Megill tonight against the Washington Nationals. All right, back to the bats, and let's spend up a little bit here with Kyle Schwarber of the Phillies. So Phillies, another team I really like, especially if you're looking for the premium higher price stack to kind of counteract some of the Coors Field builds. Philly certainly fits that bill for me here tonight. Schwarber, we know power, the name of the game, 264 ISO against righties, dating back to the start of the 2023 season here. And Bryce Wilson, main two pitches, cutter and sinker. Schwarber's hit those pitches extremely well. ISOs of 295 and 354 since the start of last season. So great power spot here for Kyle Schwarber. No, it's been a frustrating season. I think he sends one into the seats here on Monday night. All right, it's time. Take a look at my favorite play for Monday night. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Night contest. Easy to play. Just click that thumbs up button. Head to the comment section and guess fantasy points on DraftKings for my highest scoring hitter. Whoever's guess is the closest. We're going to give you an absolutely free week of RotoGrinders Premium just for hanging out in the fantasy bar. All right, let's wrap it up with my favorite play from Monday night. You know, Matt's the Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. We kind of foreshadowed here already. Want to give you two stacks. We gave you the Giants, and we're going to stick with the Phillies here and roll with Bryce Harper, my favorite play on the board in tonight's Beast of the Night. So Harper been absolutely tearing up righties this season. 394 WOBA, ISO way up at 287. Another Philly bat that hits both cutter and sinker well. WOBA's over 400 against both of those pitches, and that's going back to the start of last season. But what we haven't talked about yet is Wilson struggles with left-handed bats, giving up a WOBA over 400 and ISO at 260, and an alarming 66% hard contact rate. Great spot here for the Phillies against Bryce Wilson. Stack them up or just spend up on some one-off plays. Either way, Bryce Harper, easily my favorite play on the board in tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll do it for Monday night here in the Fantasy Bar. As always, any comments, questions, or feedback, you know where to find me in that YouTube comment section and on Twitter at Beermakersfan. Don't forget, your guess for my highest scoring hitter on DraftKings. Don't even have to give us a name. Made it very easy. Just a fantasy point total on DraftKings. Whoever's guess is the closest, we're going to give you that free week of RotoGrinders Premium. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Best of luck on the slate tonight, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow for another video. Go get them, guys. Win some money. See you back here tomorrow.
Thanks for checking out our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more DraftKings, FanDuel, and other DFS content. And you can check out our daily live show schedule on RotoGrinders.com/videos.